Oh, look, guys, there's no intro song today. Yeah, I can hear you whining, but how about you come up with 2 fully produced intro songs every week, huh? It's not so easy. So, that's it. Roll the episode. Okay, fine. How about this? Intro song! You happy? Come together right now on Fahugwa Pods.
We haven't done that before?
Nope.
I'm surprised.
I know, right?
Do you, at this point, just have an encyclopedic knowledge of all of the intros we've done?
You know, I don't think it's necessarily encyclopedic, but I think there are times
It is
where
comprehensive.
Yeah, like if you say something, I'm gonna be like, was that said before?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I've definitely had to re-record at least one intro because Michael said, "Oh, you've done that one before."
Yeah.
Whoops. So it goes.
So it goes. But that's a different song, David. That's Billy Joel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Come On Fahugwa Pods, a Homestar Runner podcast. My name is David Spencer.
And I'm Michael Hunter.
This is, of course, the podcast where we are talking about every single Homestar Runner cartoon in release order. Michael, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about more secret pages!
Oh!
Yeah!
It's exciting.
There have been moments where people in our Discord have been reaching out and been like, hey, you missed this thing. And I'm like, hey, I know.
It's because it's funny, but still too short to get its own episode.
Yep, pretty
So we're
much.
Gonna bunch a couple of them together.
Pretty much. And some of these aren't necessarily even funny. Like, I'll just be flat out honest. You know, like, they're not necessarily meant to be funny either, but they are worth talking about because of future events.
And that means if these cartoons are not going to be funny, we here on Come On Fahugwa Pods are under no obligation to be funny either.
It's I get paid in the funny. So if I'm not getting paid funny, then I'm not going to be funny, you know? Is this funny? I don't know if this is even funny.
All right. Well, we should go ahead and dive in. I assume this means you're going to do a little bit of screen stuff, unless you want me to find it.
Yeah. All right, David. So, as we did last time, we talked about a few different things. This time around, we're talking about 4 little secret pages that were hidden on the website.
All right.
The first of which is Happy Tea,
Okay.
which released on November 28th of 2002.
So, happy Thanksgiving?
Yes, correct. However, it's not Thanksgiving.
Oh.
It's not, like, they don't mention Thanksgiving is basically what I'm getting at.
Okay.
All right, here. I'm going to jump into it.
Happy tea!
Happy tea, everybody.
Happy freaking tea, losers.
Happy dappy tea, everybody!
What are we all talking about? I mean, happy tea?
Orpitor!
Happy tea!
Yeah, this is the thrill of a lifetime!
Happy tea, everybody.
Happy Tea.
This was the thrill of a lifetime.
So this was a Thanksgiving quote-unquote tune that they put out that year in 2002. And it's assumed that they didn't have enough time to put together a tune that year, either because of personal reasons or because they were increasing their caliber of speemails that they were working on at that time. I mean, like, around that time in 2002, you're talking like 50 emails, website, island, and like that next week would have been comic.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot going on there.
So this was just in lieu of a holiday tune. Here's all the characters saying Happy Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And I mean, like, even the first Thanksgiving cartoon was kind of a rush job as well. They had a little bit more time, clearly, but like the whole song and everything, like, it was all done within like a day or something.
Yeah.
But they did add an Easter egg here. There's an Easter egg located at the bottom right. It's very hard to find.
Yeah.
But if you do, you'll hear a secret message from Hamsar.
This was a thrill of a lifetime.
The thrill of a lifetime. And maybe that's the tea. Happy thrill of a lifetime. I like that. I like that a lot better than Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, you know what? I think I like that. happy thrill of a lifetime. Let's eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This next thing we're going to be talking about is called Super Brave.
Okay.
This was released on February 21st of 2003.
This is the Pixar crossover of The Incredibles and Brave.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's go with that. That's way more exciting than what this actually is.
All right, well, let's check it out.
Let's check it out. All right, so you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So here are these kids, and then you can hover over each of these kids, and it shows a cartoon version of
Each one.
each of these kids.
That's super cool.
But do you see what they are all holding up, David?
They're all holding home stars.
Yeah, they're all holding up little home stars.
That's super awesome.
And
Super
that's
brave.
Super Brave right there.
That's awesome. So what's the story behind this?
Well, let me tell you, this is the story behind it is kind of cool. There is little known about this,
Mm-hmm.
but what we do know is that this was a response to that photo that the Brothers Chaps received from a class of Japanese children who all drew a picture of Homestar Runner.
Oh, that's awesome.
As we saw, the Brothers Chaps then drew each of the children in that Free Country USA style. And, we hovered over each of the kids and, got to see their cartoon self.
Yeah.
The photo was taken at, and I hope I can pronounce this right, Waiokiola English School in Osaka, Japan, by the owner of the school, John Podeswa.
So it seems like it's one of those situations where the teacher was a big fan of Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
And when you're teaching like English or something like that, there's a lot you can do of just like, oh, we're going to watch this English language cartoon to help you teach English. But really, it's my excuse to just show you guys funny cartoons. I mean, it does actually help to like, especially I think, watching something like Strong Bad or Homestar Runner in general in a English class seems kind of odd considering how many portmanteaus and non-real words they use. But at the same time, that could add for a fun discussion of like, this word that they use is not a real word, but it's made up of these other real words.
Yeah, realistically, you could try to make a curriculum based off of Homestar Runner in a way, if you really tried. I mean, because we're talking not only just English, we're talking math, we're talking science. Like there is legit lessons that you could learn from Homestar Runner.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that Strong Bad could be a grammar teacher, absolutely. He's very passionate about the subject.
Oh, yes, 110%. Now, speaking of things that we are learning, I learned some things from this because apparently there are some references sprinkled in, even on these kids' outfits. One of the references made here is on the kid with the Ikiro shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is wearing a baseball tee of the Seattle Mariners, which is a professional baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
One of the team's most iconic players is Ichiro Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
It might be Akiro Suzuki, but either way. And that was pretty much it. Like the Super Brave thing I tried looking into, but I couldn't really find anything.
Yeah.
And this entire link was later changed to These Kids Rule. So it's not even technically called Super Brave anymore.
I like that they were named Super Brave, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And believe it or not, David, this is the first time we're seeing these cartoons. These cartoons will have... they will return.
These little animated children are going to come back?
Oh, yeah.
That's
in
awesome.
a small way, but very, very cool way.
That's awesome.
This next one is Field Day Intro.
Field Day Intro.
Yes, it was released on June 7th of 2003.
All right.
Attention, Long Island! Do not attempt to adjust the Jumbotron! And do not attempt to adjust those trucker caps you're all wearing. Or, wait, in fact, do adjust them. Everybody turn your trucker caps sidewise. Okay, since they wouldn't let me on stage, and since the ladies demanded it, I give you, for 2 years running, the #1 jam of the summer!
And that was it.
Okay.
Now, this one has an even more interesting story.
Yeah, I've got some guesses, but I want to hear what the actual story is.
Well, I want to hear your guess, though. What's your guess?
Based off what it was talking about, is this something that actually played on a stadium screen for a baseball game?
Yeah, not for a baseball game, David. Something bigger than that.
Okay.
This tune was made specifically for the 2003 Field Day Festival at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Okay.
This concert happened to feature Radiohead and the Beastie Boys as the headliners, with other acts like Blur, Thursday, My Morning Jacket,
And Blur's Day.
and Bright Eyes, to name a few. Blur's Day?
Sorry.
That'd be a weird mashup album. This tune introduced the event, and following this, I believe it was Everybody to the Limit played. But Homestar Runner tunes would play in between sets, apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool.
So there's one band that I want to know if was on this list, and that is the band, the Bare Naked Ladies.
It's not. The Bare Naked Ladies were not on there. I would have put them on there.
The reason I'm asking is because they would, in like 2005, hire Red versus Blue to do a whole bunch of interstitial bits for their concerts. So I was like, oh, did they get the idea from seeing Strong Bad show up at this music festival? That they're like, oh, let's get our favorite internet cartoon to do some bits for us between sets.
I mean, honestly, I could see that. I could see that they at least were like, oh, hey, that was a thing. Like, they probably tuned in to watch it at least, or heard about it through the grapevine. I think that it's very plausible that, at the very least, somebody in conjunction with the Bare Naked Ladies gotten that inspiration from this.
Yes.
Now, Strong Bad's intro here about not adjusting your Jumbotron is a reference to the opening of The Outer Limits. This tune was never really featured on the website, but after the Brothers Chaps used an audio clip for this as one of the Quote of the Week posts, fans were quickly able to figure it out.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission.
But I would have loved to have seen that on a Jumbotron, David. Because, like, the way that flash files work is that, like, they maintain their high quality.
Wait, the flash files are all vector-based?
Yeah. So if you zoom in super wide or super tiny, it's going to maintain that high quality.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. For those who don't know, when it comes to digital art, there's vector-based and pixel-based. So pixel-based is something that when you make it bigger, the squares, the individual squares get bigger and it's all pixelated and stuff, and you can't see. The whole zoom enhance thing is a total lie. When you zoom in, it's just all the blocks. But vector-based is meaning instead of it tracking where every pixel is, what color each pixel is, it's using algorithms kind of see like this line here and this curve here. And that way you can keep zooming in forever and
the quality won't diminish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing, and I don't know if I did a very good job of explaining it, but hopefully that made sense to somebody out there.
I think people will be able to get the basic gist of it. Yeah.
As I said, we're under no obligation to be funny this episode. It's just pure information.
And for those at home who have the Everything Else Volume 3 DVD, you yourself can watch it, unless you want to download the flash file like we did. But you can find it on the bonus tunes menu. If you hover over the limousine bonus tune and press right 3 times until you see the hidden Homestar Runner logo, that's where you'll find it.
Good old-fashioned DVD Easter eggs.
Right? I mean...
You don't see them a lot anymore.
Nope, but Brothers Chaps perfected them, I feel. All right, David. I've saved the best for last.
All right.
So this time we're going to be talking about King of Town Day. That's what I'm calling it anyways.
Okay.
It was released on April 1st of 2003.
King of Town! Hooray!
So the entire website had a King of Town makeover just in time for April Fools of 2003. The site intro would replace Homestar Runner with the King, and it would lead you to a King of Town main menu, which that's where we're at right now. The Homestar Runner logo has been replaced with the King of Towns.
The KOT!
And hovering over the limited buttons would show you the lesser used dragons. So we have Multi-Purpose Dragon, Fahuga Gods, and the S is for Sucks Dragon. And email will end up showing you the Hornblower, which is random. I'm surprised the Poopsmith didn't show up on this one.
I mean, the Hornblower makes sense. It's an email. He's giving you a message.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Very true. So just so you know, David, each one of these links would link somewhere to something King of Town focused.
Yeah.
Cool!
The tune would send you to the King of Town DVD version, which we've already talked about.
Game!
Game would send you to play Revenge of the King, a new Flash game where the King of Town and Strong Bad are fighting with cannons and trebuchets, respectively.
This would have been the year that Return of the King came out.
Yeah, 2003.
Boom. I know my movie release dates.
Now, the game here is rigged to the King of Town's favor. And losing results in Strong Bad being slowly lowered into a pile of What's It by the Poopsmith,
Oh, no.
while the King of Town sits happily and eats cupcakes.
Uh-oh. This is about to get a whole lot more unfortunate.
Now, if Strong Bad remarkably wins, however, the King of Town is slowly lowered into a vat of molten hot butter.
The punishment is not too bad, eh? Download!
Download would take you to a page to download the King of Town logo, which I don't know why you would want to download that.
Email!
An email would send you to a new King of Town mail tune. And let's watch that together, David,
All right.
because that's the real new thing that we're talking about.
How do you make this thing go? I want to check all my emails. Anybody? The Poopsmith? That little chef guy? I need some help here. This is the last time I buy a used computer from Bubs.
So, yes, as we just saw, the King of Town using the broken Tandy 400.
Yeah.
So great.
And I love that he's asking all of his servants to try to help him out.
Right? Like any of them know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're actually seeing the King of Town use a computer. I mean, he doesn't actually use it properly, but he does use it. And according to the page title of this tune, the King of Town purchased this computer from Bubs for $900. The same amount of money that Strong Bad asks Strong Sad for at the end of the Gimmicks email so that he could fix his computer. It was just as expensive to fix the computer as it was to buy a new computer. Either that or just Bubs is just constantly charging a lot to fix computers.
That checks out.
That's all of the secret pages this time around. Hopefully Alexa enjoys these as much as we seem to like them.
I mean, I like that they're here. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, this is why they're not getting their own episode, and we're just throwing it all together. These are the extra stuff.
Exactly.
We know that you completionists out there, you want to hear all the stuff, and hopefully this is what you want.
I feel like these secret pages become less and less as the years go on.
Makes
so,
sense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now's a good time to say, hey, Alexa, what do you think of this?
Hey, Alexa, what'd you think of this?
I'm coming.
I said, hey, Alexa, what do you think of this?
She was using the restroom while we were winding down, and I was trying to vamp until she got back to her seat.
I just ran to my chair. There you go.
Hey, Alexa.
Hello.
We're going to talk about a couple of things today.
A couple, okay. All
We're
right.
going to talk about some secret pages.
We're doing more secret pages.
Oh, more secret pages. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like this has happened before. I remembered Marzipan as Bob Ross, I think. Was that one of them?
So how do you feel about the holiday titled Tea?
The holiday titled tea?
Yeah.
As in, like, letter T? Or, like, the drink?
The letter T.
The letter T.
I mean, I feel like it speaks for itself. The T itself is a very happy letter. I mean, if you look at the letter T, their arms are literally raised for a hug because it's so happy, or it's cheering, like in that pose it does, the T pose.
Well, we're going to watch our first secret page. Let's just do a question for each secret page. This one is titled Happy Tea.
Happy Tea, okay.
Happy everybody!
Happy tea.
Okay.
So how'd you feel about that, Alexa?
I really do appreciate that they made a holiday based on the letter. I mean, that's just how jolly Free Country USA is, I feel. I mean, again, I always wanted to live in a place like Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls where there was always a weird holiday, but people were just so into it that they all made like a big event out of it. Like they would do costume contests, all that stuff. I feel like if we as a nation, as a universe, all had random holidays that we just didn't do work on that day, and we're like, it's Happy Tea Day.
When do you think this holiday took place?
Happy Tea sounds like okay. Because here's the thing: all the cool holidays happen like near the end of the year, right? That's when all the things start happening. So there's kind of a little bit of sadness at the beginning of the year. Not for me, because my birthday's in the beginning of the year, so I'm happy all the way through. But I feel like Happy Tea happens in the transition holidays. Ooh, Happy Tea transition holidays. I'm so good. I figured it out, friends. So So
Okay.
I think that's what's happening. It's kind of like how me and David had our own holiday. We probably mentioned this. Valmas, yes.
Valmus?
We had Valmas.
Val Kilmermas?
Exactly. So, yeah, Valentine's Day was a little tricky because, first of all, my parents just don't like the fact that I was dating anybody. They if I was single forever, they would love it. So I had to be kind of smart and celebrate on a day that wasn't Valentine's Day.
Plus, all the Valentine's things are way more expensive, actually, on Valentine's Day.
Me and David just don't like a lot of chaos or noise, so we were just like, you know what? Let's invent our own holiday called Valmas, which is in between Valentine's Day and Christmas, but Crispintine didn't sound as good as Valmas. So
Crispintine?
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover time.
So we had a holiday where nobody was celebrating anything, and it felt special to us because we're like, there are going to be gifts, there's going to be chocolates of some kind. So Happy Tea Day. Yeah, Happy Tea Day sounds like a Valma situation. It could have been sometime in January. It must have been sometime in January, like in between New Year's and Valentine's. So I think that's when it happened.
I do legitimately want to know, and I apologize. Is this a bit, or do you not know what this is supposed to be? I mean, it is a bit, but also, do you know what this is really supposed to be?
Everything I do is a bit, David. First of all, let's make that clear. But also, second of all, are you telling me that this is a real day?
Yeah.
And you made me explain that whole situation.
This was put out on November 28th.
Oh, okay. So I was wrong about that. November 28th. Oh my gosh. I just realized what this is. The colors should have been.
Yeah.
I'm very much strong sad in the situation. Well, okay.
Well, I feel like there's a happy in between here. I feel like they didn't specifically were like, no, we're not celebrating Thanksgiving.
Because nobody wants to anymore.
No.
Which is good.
No,
yeah.
We're going to celebrate Happy Tea. And we're going to eat lots of food.
Brilliant.
And David and I were coining a happy thrill of a lifetime. Because that was what Hamsart was saying. Happy tea.
That's great. That's honestly great. That was a great way to be wrong, too. So
Okay, so the next one. Hey, Alexa. You ever see Super Brave?
So is that like Brave, but she becomes a superhero?
Yeah, that's what I was
part
thinking.
of the MCU?
But it's not that.
Or the DCU, I guess.
We're going to watch a thing.
Okay.
Watch is kind of a strong word.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to look at a thing.
I'll look at it.
And in the files...
It's not in a bag, though.
It was called Super Brave.
Okay.
Super brave. Super brave, super brave. Check your email. Look at this. What are they holding, Alexa?
They're holding pictures of Homestar Runner
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that they drew. Oh,
Yeah.
kind of like in the Disney Animation Academy or
Yeah.
studio. That's pretty cool.
So this was a school in Osaka, Japan, and it was like an English school.
Okay.
So the teacher there instructed these kids to draw a Homestar Runner,
Okay.
and he sent it in to the brothers Chaps, and they
Return the favor.
drew little cartoons of them.
Oh my gosh! That's so cute! Oh my gosh.
over each one
Oh
of these.
my gosh! That is my favorite. That kid had the best face.
Super
first of all.
brave.
That's super brave right there.
That he's super brave. I am so jealous of these kids. I am
Right?
seriously so jealous. Like, it would be an honor to be drawn by the Brothers Chaps. Just the three of us hanging out, doing silly faces. Maybe one of us is eating food. That would definitely be me. And then I would get like a food face or something. I don't know. This is so cute. This reminds me of a long time ago when I was a kid in the Philippines, and the Disney Channel came to our school.
What?
I don't understand how this worked. I was a kid, but I think back in the day, the Disney Channel, at least Disney Channel Asia, had like these hosts, like these video jockeys, like the VJs, right? So they would be like, and next cartoon is going to be this one. I swear it was Disney. It could have been one of the other ones, but I swear it was Disney. And then one of my classmates, their mom worked with them. So they brought them in and they liked me. So they made sure to put me in the segment. And I was so hyped. I was like, this is going to be my TV debut, right? And at one point, the host like said for some reason, when it came time to tell a joke on the air, I think I said like the lamest thing in the world. And I regret that to this day because like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be such a famous person. And then my first time on international TV, they interviewed me and I don't think I said anything cool. In fact, I watched everyone else's segments. I was like, wow, they all had fun. And I said something lame. And it was just like, that was my experience. But there was like one moment that stood out. Like everyone was trying to like roast the host, basically. They were saying like, oh yeah, you suck or something like that. I don't remember what they said. But then I said, yeah, Jed rocks or something. I think that's what his name was, Jed. And I said, oh, he rocks. And then he said, oh my goodness, thank you. And then like he like kind of put his hands on my shoulders or something. I don't remember, but it was just like, thank you so much. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was my moment. That was my cool moment right there. And I don't even think that made it on screen.
Aw.
I was just so sad. Anyway, that's what that reminded me of. And I didn't get a drawing out of it, I don't think. But
So you heard it here first, folks. The very first Hottie Tot was on a Disney Asia,
Channel.
apparently.
I think so. It was something like that. It had to be the Disney Channel. There was no other way. And I'm just like, I also don't want that to see the light of day, but at the same time, I'm curious what happened to that footage. So
You're famous now.
yeah, except nobody remembers me, so that sucks. But
Alexa, give us your best, and you're watching Disney Channel.
yeah, this is Alexa, and you're watching the Disney Channel. Oh wait, that's McDonald's.
That's McDonald's.
Listen, I brought two companies together.
They're like, oh, we love her. Sell some Alexa merch in our Happy Meals.
I would love that. Oh my gosh. Like all art of me done by the Brothers Chaps in different like situations. Like as toys. That would be great. And they're all saying the wrong thing.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
my
Well,
goodness.
let's move on here.
Yeah. Our next one is called Field Day.
Field day.
You ever
Field day.
have a field day?
Is that when like something controversial happens and you're like, oh, the president's gonna have a field day with this?
If by controversial you mean a big music festival, then yes.
Oh, okay, cool. See, I was close.
I give you, for 2 years running, the #1 jam of the summer!
So, what do you
Was
think
it
the
strawberry?
origin? What do you think the origin of that cartoon is?
Well, I had a funny joke. I said, "Was it strawberry?" And then nobody heard it.
The number one jam.
The number one jam.
Strawberry.
I'm so sorry.
No, actually,
David.
it was boysenberry.
Boysenberry. That is a good jam. That is a good jam for the summer.
Mhm,
David, I'm sorry. What was your question? That was more important than my joke.
What do you think the origin of that video is? Why do you think that exists?
Okay, so it's called Field Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, there's a music festival. Begins with an F. Is it something to do with Farrah Fawcett in the background? Was it a Farrah Fawcett day? No?
No, that's
Okay.
coincidental.
Oh, dang it. Okay, cool. Okay, Field of Dreams. Was Kevin Costner having a concert? What's happening? Let's see. Oh, okay. No, this is Strawberry Fields Forever. See, oh, my joke. Oh my gosh, this is hard. This actually broke my brain. What is the field day?
Strawberry jam fields forever.
Everyone's starting to see how my brain works, but in slower time. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so... Okay, somebody just tell me the answer. I don't think I can get this one.
So, Field Day was a massive concert, like a kind of like a festival type of thing. It had... Like, as the headliners were, like, Radiohead and the Beastie Boys.
Oh, my goodness. Was this in the 90s?
No, this was in the thousands. This was,
wow.
2003. But, yeah, so essentially what they did was they hired the Brothers Chaps to animate an intro for this festival.
Oh.
And that following this tune was Everybody to the Limit. So, on a Jumbotron, in a massive stadium, there would be... Everybody to the Limit and Homestar Runner cartoons in between sets.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's really, really cool. What an experience that must have been for people.
Right.
That's like peak, like 90s, 2000s. You know what I mean? That's like if anyone were ever to explain what their experience was, and that was their experience, people would have gone like, oh my gosh, we're never ever going to get that experience again.
And especially since the Brothers Chaps love to reference Radiohead and a few of these other artists, actually, it made a lot of sense. And it was probably a huge thing for them, even more so, because of that fact.
That's so great. That's almost like when we went to the Weird Al concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and then he would play cartoons in the middle of like each section, and I was eating it all up. I was excited. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is cool. And it kind of reminds me of like in the old days before they would play the movie, they would show like these vintage cartoons. And I'm like, why don't they do that anymore?
I mean, that's the thing that a lot of big concerts do, and they'll have little interstitial videos.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like a
well,
whole
I've never
thing,
really
right?
been to a concert like that. You know, I'm not cool like that, but I did go to a Weird Al concert, so hopefully that adds me to the cool factor. But that's pretty nice. That's why I was wondering, why does he have a hat that says "Naked Ladies" on it? And I was like, oh, that makes sense, because those are the kind of people that go to concerts. They always have hats with naked ladies on them.
Why does Strong Bad have it? That's his hat.
He threw it away.
He tossed it aside.
He tossed it aside. He was like, okay, I have it. You get it? And then he just threw it. And the reason why I say that is because I live with somebody who just loves hats. He loves hats so much. And he cares for each and every one of them, especially his most prized possession, the Buttons hat, right? If something were to ever happen to that hat, there will be chaos in this house, you know?
Absolutely.
So he doesn't just toss it aside if he loves the hat so much. That's why none of the hats that I've bought him have been tossed aside, because they're so precious and well purchased, you know, well thought of, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he really loved that hat, he wouldn't toss that aside.
You know, I think the reason why he even owns that hat to begin with is because that way he can tell Pom Pom and any of the other people he considers more cool than him. He's like, oh yeah, I totally have naked ladies on me, like, all the time when I'm at home, you know, like, totally naked ladies. And he's not lying.
He's just wearing the hat.
He's just wearing the hat.
Just to show that he's not lying. So
yeah. So if Pom Pom calls his bluff, and Pom Pom comes over, and he's like, "Where's the naked ladies?" Like, look, I told you, I had naked ladies, and I got you.
That's the beauty, everyone. Like, if you don't want to reveal too much of yourself, don't lie. Just misdirect people. I mean, I'm fine with lying too, honestly, but misdirection is so much more fun because of the payoff. Like at the end. end when you finally reveal what you meant. So
Spoken like a true magician.
Well, I've got one more thing to show you, Alexa.
Okay.
Who's your favorite character in Free Country USA?
You know, I do love me some Marzipan. I'm always excited to see her. But we all know my favorite character is King of Town. Just because, like, I don't know. Whenever I see King of Town, I know everybody hates him. When I see him, I'm just excited. I'm just like, I know he's going to bring in the food.
It's really funny because there's a lot of other people who just, like, straight up don't like King of Town. I don't really get it.
I know. I don't get it either. I get being a bad king, but he's not, like, a real king. Like, his rule does not really affect anyone in Free Country USA because in Free Country USA, everyone's just doing what they want to do. If he were a bad king, then Strong Badia wouldn't exist. You know, like he would have done something to destroy Strong Badia. If he was actually king, Marzipan wouldn't have her vegan dinners. Like, you know what I mean? There have been so many shenanigans in Free Country USA, and King of Town has stopped none of them. If anything, he's letting them happen. As long as, you know, he has a meal and the Poopsmith has something to shovel, everything's good. You know?
Now, I'm not sure if dislike might be too strong of a word, but the distaste for King of Town among Homestar Runner fans, I'm not sure if that goes all the way back to 2003, but if it did, that would definitely make this cartoon make a little sense, because I'm going to show you what it looked like if you went to Homestar Runner on April 1st, 2003.
Oh, no. Okay.
How do you make this thing go? I want to check all my emails. Anybody? The Poopsmith? That little chef guy? I need some help here. This is the last time I buy a used computer from Bubs.
Oh, what? Okay. Wait a second here. Okay, that cartoon did not make me hate the King of Town. If anything, it made me feel sorry for him. So I'm trying to figure out here.
I don't know. I didn't mean to say that. I meant that they did this to play off of the King of Town hate as a prank on the audience. Oh, if you don't like the King of Town so much, well, here's some more King of Town for you.
Well, this is what I'm saying, friends. This is what I'm saying. It's like when the joke is we all hate this person, you know, then the hate becomes real. Because as far as I'm concerned, there hasn't been anything in particular that has made me hate the King of Town. Maybe if I listen to previous episodes, I'll find it. But I don't know. Was it really just everyone should just hate the King of Town because that's the joke? Is that we should hate the King of Town?
Well, I think it's mainly spun off of Strong Bad, because usually any hate towards the King of Town is stemmed from Strong Bad.
I guess.
Like he said, like, the King of Town doesn't even live at that castle, you know, like and stuff like that. Like he'll make up lies and slander about the King of Town.
Yeah,
and the King of Town is just all he wants is food. That's all.
All he wants is food. That's his brand, okay? He does live in that castle. Every time we've been into the castle, he's been there. And you know what? I don't understand the hate Strong Bad, especially when King of Town has showed up to very, very, very big events, like the monster truck one. Like he even like ate pancakes for you. Like nobody does that. I mean, I'm sure he does that anyway. But you know, he wouldn't have done that for entertainment. That's his livelihood, just eating pancakes. So I'm appalled. I am appalled by the hate for King of Town to this day.
And he bought that computer from Bubs for $900.
He bought it. He could have stolen that as a king. He could have been like, you know what? I'm king. You're just going to give me that computer. He purchased this computer with his own money.
He's putting money back into the economy.
He's putting money back. He's supporting small business. You know?
I wouldn't call Bubs a small business.
Is he a chain?
He's the only business.
He's the only business in there, and he's being supported.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that. You know, and Free Country USA might be small, so I guess.
Yeah.
A small business. Then again, yeah. So I don't know. This has done nothing to change my mind. People are probably like, but where does the food come from? I mean, where does all this stuff come from, friends? This is magical. Free Country USA is a magical place where things just show up. Where do all these old computers come from? I don't know. But, probably Neil Breen's backyard. I don't know.
So we didn't see the King of Town actually answer any emails.
Yeah,
but if you were to send an email to the King of Town, what would you ask?
I would ask him on a date to just eat. We'll have like a weekly food thing, and I'll send constant reminders, and then we'll plan menus together. That's my favorite thing to do. And I'm also gonna say you're also my best friend, King of Town. I just want you to know that. There you go. So that
and husband to be.
And husband to be. Yeah, we haven't gotten married yet, I think, but like.
But soon you will be the Queen of Town.
I will be the queen. I mean, now to the audience, I am the queen of town, but I guess in this timeline, I am not.
Well, do you have any other thoughts on this cartoon, Alexa?
I do not.
All right.
That was the best I could do. Stop hating on the King of Town, please. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Alexa. I wrote down one other thing that stuck out to me during our second watch through these secret pages.
Sure.
And that is during Field Day, we see Strong Bad wink. And that really stuck out to me as an odd thing. Because I'm like, have we seen Strong Bad wink before? We must have seen him wink before.
I mean, I have a good question. Let me
Because I don't think we even see him blink ever.
Yeah, we don't really ever see Strong Bad blink, but we do see him like kind of form around his eyes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like cartoon wise, like the whole winking thing, or I guess like if he's like really happy, like sometimes his eyes curl up a bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I don't think we've seen Strong Bad wink before. Like, we might see him wink later.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think we see him wink.
Yeah.
Like, I know we've seen Homestar wink. I know we've seen, Marshy wink. But, yeah. And it is a little off-putting, especially since we don't see Strong Bad blink at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there are times, too, where he, like when he's, like, flying back, like, I think his eyes are kind of, like, squished down a little bit. But, yeah, otherwise, I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, that was all that I had. Do you have anything else to say about these secret pages?
The fact that Strong Bad could not physically be there at that event. He had to be there animated.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like rung something with the Brothers Chaps.
Where they were like, we got to figure out a way to have the physical presence of these characters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is probably the earliest that I could see them being like, well, maybe we should make something.
Yeah.
And, we'll go into that later.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. If you want to find more episodes of this podcast, you can find it at our website, pipedreampodcast.com. And while you're there, you can check out our other podcasts, such as How Did This Not Get Made, Escape from Vault Disney, and The Mystery Shack Look Back. While you're there, you can also find links to all of our social media pages, our Discord server, and our email address, howdoyoutypeofboxingloveson@gmail.com. We would also super appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes. We love seeing those iTunes reviews, and we are always encouraged by your kind words. And if you leave us a review and you live in a different country other than the U.S., feel free to let us know. Send us an email and let us know to check some other country reviews. Or if you see, because you got to go in and change the iTunes settings. It just defaults to showing you whatever country you're in.
Yeah.
That's going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. So until next time,
it's over!
It's the $5 patrons! Accordion Mike, Alex Price, Amber Fontaine, Austin Nebbia, Bennett Ballard, Brady Forsberg, Bridget Machida, Charlie Marlowe, Dan Silva, Friendly Local Geek, Item Crafting, Castro Magic, Kyle Kurosa, Mewtwo Queen, Miss Jukebox 8, Dungeon Master Nicholas Villarreal, Old Doug, One and Only Danky, Sarah Gaines, Song Telephone, Spencer Parks, Sterling Axel, Sunset Apple, Tyler Harper, and Zeb. Thank you all for your continued support. You're all so good. All right. Adequate. Acceptable. Okay, I guess.